Hey, I'm going to try it this way. Welcome to the beach. I am live on the beach and I'm trying to figure out why our original live stream didn't work. Let me try coming around. No, I can't do it. Orientation is locked. I got to do it this way. So a big apology to those of you who tuned in when we first tried our Ask Us Anything live at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know why it didn't work other than the fact that the internet in our condo, which is right behind me there, wasn't working. So we're going to give it a try now. I don't know if anybody's even here, but I'll come out on the beach and I should be able to see if anybody's logging in, and we'll go from there. You can see us now. Yippee, it works. Hello from Jamaica, says Sugar Plum. Hi, thank you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get it to work inside the condo, but maybe this is it. Jennifer's still in there. She's all disappointed because she thought we were all going to have a nice live shot, but this apparently is working. I'm actually doing this on my phone. That's why it's in the portrait mode instead of the normal landscape. But it won't let me go landscape here for some reason. So hi to Linda in Southern California. Terry is in Indianapolis. And I don't know where everybody else is, but I can at least show you what the beach is. And we got a sunset coming along. What are you currently driving RV-wise? Well, we've been saying for 6 months, we're in a Unity FX by Leisure Travel Van. We bought that back in March, so that's our unit now. And I love getting your questions. And let's see. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on a minute. Allergies. I think it's because of some gunk in the water here. You see the sky behind me? Look at that. Isn't that great? That's a typical Florida August sky with thunderheads, but it's just beautiful. Chris is in Amelia Island, and I've got some other questions here. Oop, I'm trying to pull up some of the questions. You have many friends who were there and waiting. No worries. Keep up the good work, Dan from Central Florida. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate all of your questions. I'll come back to them and grab some in a minute. But I might as well show you where we are. I'm sorry, again, for the orientation of the video. And I don't know what I can do. This is our condo. Our condo, that is our unit. And our unit is right back there. That's it. So we have a side view that shows you the Gulf of Mexico. This is Okaloosa Island, and there's the Gulf. It's sunset, and you can see what it looks like. Not many people on the beach. Look at the sky. Isn't that great? That's why I love it down here. It's just such a sweet time of day right now. And the sun setting, there's thunderheads and clouds all the way out there. See that along the Gulf? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm getting away from my signal. Actually, I probably am. I was going to walk you down to the beach and show you the water. I need to get closer to a cell phone signal. So thank you, whoever said that. Hopefully you guys hear me. So what happened at 7 o'clock? Well, what happened is I was relying on the internet in our condo. And of course, in a condo, it's a shared internet. And there must have been a lot of people that were accessing it. And because of that, I wasn't able to get the signal that I had hoped I wanted. I did test it out about an hour before, and it didn't work. So now we're here trying this out. We'll see how it goes. Jennifer, as I said, inside, she's making chicken noodle soup. It's 88 degrees here, but she's making it because she's coming down, she thinks, with a cold of some sort. So Jennifer's in there, and I'm going to go up after this and walk the dog, and we'll go from there. But I can answer any of the questions that you guys had originally. I wanted to come back again. Where am I? I am on Okaloosa Island, Florida. And thank you, Bob, for asking that question. We'll be down here for a couple, 3 weeks. We have a condo here that we rent out in the summer. And we come down, the condo rental season's strange in the Panhandle. It really runs from pretty much Memorial Day till 2 weeks before Labor Day. School starts down in the south early. Everybody goes back to school. So we had our last renters in last week, and we always come down at this time to make sure that, you know, if we have to fix anything or replace anything from the rental season. And then we go back. We got a busy travel schedule this year. and it will be crazy. Chris Hall, I have to take my rig to the repair shop tomorrow. The slide out is not working properly. Yeah, that is a vulnerable part of any RV, and it really is, Chris. You know, they're easily fixed. It's usually a track, and it's one of the teeth on the track that goes, but that's great. Are you happy you went from a Class B? Are you crowded? No, we're not. We're now in technically it's a Class C, the Leisure Travel Vans Unity. It's really, they call it a B+. And it does have a slide. It has a small slide. We haven't had any trouble with ours. We love the extra room it gives us. We love the dry bath in it. If you're a follower of us on Instagram, I showed you a picture of a RV campground that we were in Albany, Georgia yesterday. Makes you just never want to camp again if you have to use that. It was filthy, just a mess. So we were delighted to use our dry bath. We love having that, and that's what we use. We love our Class B Plus. Much more room, and it works good. Pam Morrison says, loved your Chautauqua video, Chautauqua Lakeside Chautauqua up in Ohio last week. Thank you. We hope to go back there a lot. What type RV did you start with before Class B? Well, if we want to go all the way back, we started with a 13-foot Shasta travel trailer back in the late 70s when we were raising a family. We went from that to a Coleman pop-up camper, and then we went from that to a tent. And then our kids got in, middle school, high school, and they didn't want to go camping anymore. They were into kids stuff, so we didn't do anything for a while. And then we moved on to busy career life, and the kids moved out. And when we thought we were going to retire, we bought a Class B and a used Class B. Then the blog took off. We got sponsors. We were provided Class Bs to use in exchange for all the publicity that company gave us. And now that company, we stayed with them. That was Road Trek. We stayed with them for a number of years. They went out of business, and off we went. Did Lakeside Chautauqua sponsor you? No, not at all. Not at all. We went down there, we discovered it, and we went on. If we have a sponsor, we'll tell you. We'll usually say, hey, these guys are a sponsor. They are not a sponsor. Maybe I should hit them up for one, don't you think? That was a pretty good video. I know they got a lot of bookings from that. Somebody said that they showed it at their entertainment, but no, they're not a sponsor. What am I doing now? This is a business. This is what we do to earn a living. I thought I was going to retire, but we've turned this into, we publish books and we travel. Our YouTube channel, we have a podcast, we have sponsors. But when we do have a sponsor, we will tell you that they're a sponsor, and that helps. Heading to an MSU, Michigan State University game. Can you suggest a campground close to there? In East Lansing, Michigan. Yeah, we stayed at a place just outside of there. Look, gosh, I don't know how far you're going. I can't think of the name of it. I'm sitting out here on the beach, so I don't have my notes in front of me. But there was a campground in Lansing. Just search Lansing campgrounds. You'll find several of them. There's a couple of them in Okemos, Michigan, which isn't too far from there. Brian Fisher, hey, what happened? When? Something I should know about, Brian? I don't know what you mean. The Chautauqua Chris Hall campground looked beautiful. Yeah, it's an old campground. It was built a long time ago. They've finished it. They maintain it very well. It has full hookups on every site. I think they have 80 sites that they told us that they have. Most of them are seasonal sites, and there's a 7-year wait list to get in a seasonal site, but they always keep, half dozen, a dozen, I don't know how many, available for short-term rentals. And that's what we got in. We tried a couple of times, couldn't get in, and good. What happened with the live feed? Okay, thank you. Didn't know what you meant. What happened with the original live feed was my condo, which is right there. That's our condo complex. I was using their internet system, and it was a great download speed, but upload was like 1 megabit, which isn't enough. You needed 5. So I came out here with my telephone on my cell phone, and we're using it that time, and hopefully that's good. Let's see, lots of questions. I got to go through quick here and see if I can pull up some of these questions that you guys ask. Man, where'd they go? They were right there a minute ago. Okay, I'll see them when they come up. So we got a lot of you watching. Brian says, okay, thanks. Where are the rest of them? I missed, okay, here we go. I got a bunch of them. Okay, Minnesota, thanks. How's the weather? The weather is great, but it's really hot. Okay, here's a question. Let's go from Nikki. She says, what were your top 3 reasons for selecting a Class B? Well, number 1, this is back when we first started. You know, it'll be 8 years in March. A guy at our church had one and just loved it. It just looked great. You know, he told me that he could go anywhere. It was a second vehicle. He could use it to, you didn't have to have 2 cars. He could use that as a vehicle. He could park anywhere. It was comfortable. And I just loved it. And I wanted one all along. Jennifer thought they were all too small. But I wore her down. We kept going and going, and we finally found a used one, and we got that. And we loved the Class B. We may go back to a Class B someday. Who knows? She won't drive our larger Unity, so I do all the driving, and that can be kind of a challenge. Someday you like to get spelled for a couple of hours, and she's a little nervous because it's a little wider. You just got to get her on a couple of comfortable 2-lane roads. She'll be fine. But bottom line is, it was the same reason we picked the Unity from Leisure Travel Van. You can drive it anywhere. I mean, I go anywhere with this thing. I still use it as the second vehicle, and it's great. It is really great. Brian, how big is the condo? We have a 3-bedroom condo, and again, there's the main building. You can see it's right here on the Gulf, and that's our little walkway down. And then there's the Gulf. There's the sand. You see this shore here? See how beautiful this water is? This is the Emerald Coast of Florida and the Panhandle, Okaloosa Island, known for its sugar white sand, and it is great. Hey, Benjamin Kiak says hi from Ghana, Africa. Hey, Benjamin, thank you for checking in with us on this Sunday night. Beautiful sunset behind me there. It's pretty cool. All right, starting to circle, stay in range. I'm not moving. I'll go up maybe a little closer to the wherever the thing is. Thanks so much, says Gareth Jones, for your advice on the quick connect from my water. What a fantastic addition for my road trek. We've enjoyed a trip to the grotto in Tobermory, Ontario. You'd love it. We've been to Tobermory, loved Tobermory, did some snorkeling there. We absolutely love that place. And Gareth, the quick disconnect and the quick connect for the water, it's just a couple $1 part. I went for years without that, and it was so frustrating to me to hook up that hose. I'd tighten that nozzle. I'd always have leaks. I hated it. Now with that quick connect, I put it in, no leaks, so easy to do, and I actually really am enjoying having city water when we go. Hopefully this is making my signal a little bit better, and I'm a little higher up now, overlooking the dunes there. But I'm glad that you saw that. That was on a tip we did here in a video a couple of weeks ago. Lisa says, do you have trouble finding places to get the Mercedes chassis serviced? No, I haven't had any problems at all. I happen to live, our Sticks and Bricks home is in the Metro Detroit area, and we have a couple of dealers I could choose from. But there are a lot of other repair shops around the country that service Mercedes Sprinters. And I've never had a problem. And it used to be, if you go to a Mercedes dealer, they tend to charge more than anybody else. However, I've found a couple of dealers that just do a great job and they don't charge really that much more for anything. So look around your area. Freightliners often will service a Sprinter. And I'm hooked. I've had all of our units. We've had 6 RVs, and they've all been Sprinters, Mercedes Sprinters, and that's just what I like. You know, some people drive Chevys, some people drive Fords. That's what I like when it comes to my RV, so I will always have that. Let's see, Chris, once August and the first 2 or 3 weeks of September are over with, we will settle down to a more tolerable temperatures. Yeah, temperatures are tough. It's 88 degrees during the day, 90 degrees during the day, humidity very high. Now, right now, it's perfect. There's a little breeze coming off the Gulf there. You see a little bit of that turquoise water, what we call this the Emerald Coast? The sun's not shining, so it doesn't show as turquoise as it normally is. But down on the beach, on the shore, it's great. And that's why people down here, down in the southern states, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, they all come here for vacations during the summer because it's not, that breeze is nice and it's not quite as intolerable as it is in other places. Hey, Mike, have you seen Mike Huckabee? He built a $2 million beach home in Santa Rosa Beach, 24 miles from you. He's a former preacher in Fox News Maine. I know Mike Huckabee well. As a matter of fact, we go to the same church that Mike Huckabee goes to. And the very first time we went to that church, we were camped a couple miles down the road from the church. It's called Destiny Worship. And we were camped a couple of miles down from that church at Camp Gulf. It's a beautiful campground. If you've never been here, you can camp right on the Gulf of Mexico. Now they charge a fortune for the Gulf front sites, but you can take one back a couple of it and then walk there. So anyway, so we go to this church and we pulled our RV in the back. So, you know, we backed it into a spot way in the back of the parking lot, and up pulls a golf cart. So you want to ride to the front gate, front door? And I said, yeah, sure. So we jumped in the golf cart, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm not paying attention. I'm looking at this church or the building, and all of a sudden this guy's voice sounds familiar. Well, I look, and driving the golf cart in the shopping, in the parking lot of the church is Mike Huckabee. That's the way he serves this church. He is in the parking lot ministry. And so we visited with him. I think Jennifer took a picture. We even put it on the blog. But we've seen him several times. He preaches at the church. And his home is not far from us. We've run into him at dinner a couple of places. Some of the best restaurants in the world are on the Emerald Coast here. Oh, come down here. I'll take you guys out. In fact, I don't know how many of you are within here. You want to do a meet and greet here next Sunday sometime? I will do a meet and greet. Maybe we'll do it at the just up the road to the west of us in the Gulf Islands National Seashore. We've done a couple of them there before. If there's enough of you that want to meet and greet and do from say 2 o'clock, say 3 o'clock till 6, and then after we do our live shot next week, we can then go. All of us can find a touch street, go out for a restaurant. We know a great little seafood place right there. If a number of you want to do that, email me, mike@rvlifestyle.com, and I will be happy. Jennifer and I will show up. We'll tell you a time. We'll just hang out in the parking lot on the beach, bring some lawn chairs, we'll visit, we'll talk, we'll see each other's rigs, and then those who want to stick around, we can go out to eat afterwards. Next Sunday, I'll do that. So anyway, we love this area. I'm giving you a big plug for it, but you can see why. Look, come on, isn't that gorgeous? Now, we're all a little nervous here because if you know anything about hurricanes, this is the red time, the red zone, the most likely time for hurricanes. And right now there are 3 potential tropical disturbances out in the Atlantic, one in the far western Gulf. It looks like that's just going to go inland. There's a couple in the Atlantic. One of them is going to go offshore, and there's one that might infect Florida. But we'll see a lot of those over the next month or so until the season winds down in October. We came down here with a hurricane that just missed us 2 years ago, and last year we just were missed by Michael, which did a horrible job, just 53 miles up that coast that way to Panama City. All right, I'm kind of wandering here, but I do see a lot of you on there, and it's kind of fun. This is actually working good. Hi from Connecticut. What RV is best that doubles as an everyday work car? Well, any of the Class Bs would work as a second vehicle. Any of the Class Vs. You know, so pick a Class B, the Travado, the Coachman, Pleasure Way, any of those Class Bs that are out there that you like, and you can. That's what we did for many years. Even now, we have a family car at our Sticks and Bricks in Michigan, but I use our Leisure Travel Vans Unity as my second vehicle. And by the way, where is that? Well, it's here. It's in my parking lot at the condo, and again, this is our condo right there, and our unit is on the 4th floor. Pretty much right there, right about where I'm pointing. That's our unit. And we have 2 balconies that come out on the side. We're right on the side of that right over in the side. You can't see them. We have 2 balconies that give us a really nice view of the Gulf. But because it's not a humongous RV or a trailer, I'm able to park in a regular spot, and I use it around here. Jennifer, you know, runs around, and we have a car that we keep down here, and I use the RV. All right, so this is working out real well. I'm glad that this video. What kind of gas mileage do you get in your current rig? About 15.3 I've averaged coming down here for the last 1,200 miles or so. Isn't that good? Alan, love your videos. Have you considered touring the UK? I lost that. It kind of faded off. Have you considered touring the UK and Europe in your new RV? No, it's too much of a hassle to pack it up, ship it over on a boat. If we were to do that, we would want to rent something there and do it. But I'll tell you where I want to go next is Australia. That's my favorite. All right, so hey, I'd mentioned that I'd like to have you guys, if you want to do a meetup next week, to email me at mike@rvlifestyle.com. I need one more thing from you guys, and that is for you guys to weigh in on this question I'm going to talk about on the podcast. I got a great question this week that will be on our Wednesday podcast from a guy in Australia who was talking about how valuable CB radio was to caravans. That's what they call RVers in Australia. And he wanted to know if anybody in the U.S. used CB. And many of you know I'm a ham radio operator. I've used ham radios since I was a kid, for decades. And I've had them in my rig for 5 of the last 7 years, but I don't have one now. It's just not very useful. But I am thinking about putting a CB radio in. And I'm going to play this guy's comment. And I'm going to actually have one installed in ours. And I'm suggesting that we set up a channel just for RVers. And we all start using it. I'm trying to call our community the Fellow Travelers. And maybe we'll put up some bumper stickers and whatever channel we use. But what I'm curious about is how many of you use CB radios. And how many of you, how you use them. So what I'd like you to do is leave me a voicemail message with that, and then I can feed that into the podcast on Wednesday. I can't remember the voicemail number here on my cell phone out on the beach, but if you go to RVlifestyle.com, our travel blog, scroll down on the right-hand side, you'll see that number. Just leave us a voicemail. Say, yeah, I got a CB, here's how we use it, or we don't use it, or we're thinking about one. Weigh in on that question about the CB radio. And something else I would love to have you talk to me about, and that's something else we're going to talk about on the Wednesday podcast, and I'd like your voice. Your number one RV lifestyle frustration. What is it? And I'm trying to put together a whole bunch of those. We'll talk about them on the podcast. We'll see if we can come up with some solutions, and we'll do future posts on the whatever you guys think is the most important. So again, use that voicemail message and tell us your number one frustration. I'll share ours. Actually, it's Jennifer's, but it's mine too. And that is traveling with the dog. We love our dog, Bo. We love to go with him, but so many places he can't go. He can't go there. They will not let the dog on the beach. You cannot bring a dog. Can you see that? No dogs on the beach. They got warning signs up everywhere. And many of the national parks, same thing. No dogs on the beach. So that's one of our frustrations. We can't take them in many places we go in the RV, so we always have to find a pet sitter. I'll have a video on a couple of solutions we have for that on Thursday, but and that's just our frustration. What's your frustration? It might be campground, maintenance, it might be getting service for your RV. Please leave us that voicemail message. Again, that number you can find at RVlifestyle.com on the right-hand side of the board, and we would love to. Hey, somebody says, I'll watch him if I'm around. Well, I need somebody. Tell me where you are, Shirley. I need somebody to watch him. This week we were at my grandson Matthew's football game in Albany, Georgia. It's 100 degrees out. I can't leave him in the RV. I could have left him in the campground with the AC running, but, what if somebody unplugged it? What if there was a power failure? So we found somebody from rover.com and got a pet sitter. It's a different your favorite campsite at Tequamanon Falls State Park. Funny you'd mention that. 177, and I just booked it for our winter campout. I announced that on the original live feed we were trying to do, and it didn't work. So let me share this with you. We are going to do our winter campout again this year at Tequamanon Falls State Park. It's in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It is the second weekend of January. And yes, we're hoping there'll be as much as 2 feet of snow on the ground. We have done this. This will be year 6 or 7. I'm not sure which that we've done this. We have people from all over the country who come, and we camp and play in the snow, have fires, potlucks, just like you do in the summer, except you wear more clothes. and you run the heater in the AC instead of the AC. If you want to sign up for that, you make your own reservations with the state park. I put all the details on our Facebook group, the RV Lifestyle group on Facebook. So check that out, and you can book your time. It will fill up. I just announced it, and we've got, you know, a number of those sites are already figured out. Let's see, Molly says, I'll dog sit for you anytime. Well, Molly, where are you? Come on, I need somebody. Here's somebody, loved the CB idea, grew up in the 70s with it. Remind me to tell you my CB radio story sometime. It was, before I was PC Mike, which I am on NBC, I was CB radio. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. See, I'm not the only one here. Say hi to everybody. It's just, we're all on YouTube here. Yeah. Wasn't it a beautiful day?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was. So anyway, check all that stuff out on the RV Lifestyle channel. You can find that. All right, some other questions. I've been intending to ask for some time and haven't heard. Do you use a tire pressure monitoring system in your current rig? And if not, why not? Suggestions. No, I don't. Jennifer thinks I should. I would price one out at a few $100. I probably will add one. I've had about 6 questions with that in the last year. Now we have 6 tires on our unit, so I probably will do that, and we'll add it and see what happens to it as we go. But I do not have one. Never have had one. I do check the pressure, and I've never had a problem with it, and I have my unit serviced all the time, so it all works out well. But I do not have one. Were you happy with Rover? I'm real picky about who takes care of our puppies, asked RV Monster. We've been very happy with Rover. We have used Rover all across North America, in city after city after city, and we have had nothing but good experiences with Rover. They send you pictures. We get pictures of Bo as they're taking care of them, and we like them. I'll feature Rover and talk about that in our Thursday video here on the YouTube channel as well. How physically demanding is full-time RVing? What's the hardest things you have to do? How often do RVs get weighed by the state patrol? First off, we're not full-timers. We're half to 3/4 timers, but we come and we spend probably a bunch of time down here. We'll be down here for a couple of weeks, then we'll go home. We got to do the RV show circuit all around the country. We'll come back and spend our favorite month of the year in Florida, which is in October through Thanksgiving. Then we're back in our Michigan home for Christmas and the holidays. Then we go up to Quabbin Falls in January and camp in the snow in Michigan. And then we're down here usually from February, using this as a base for our travel in warm weather. So we're not full-timers, but we are on the road 3/4 of the time. So we've never been weighed. Nobody's ever, that's never been an issue. These are RVs. You don't have to weigh them. You don't have to have a special driver's license. And it's been really good. What was the other question? How physically demanding is it? It's not demanding at all. It's basically turning on a couple of switches. In our new unit, I've got a couple things I didn't have in a B. I timed myself in hooking up campsites because remember I needed to get, I wanted to run air all night long because it's so hot down here in the south. So I pulled in, I set my climber, I pulled on the emergency brake, set the auto levelers, that's something I have in my new unit, push the button, the auto levelers level that thing. That took 44 seconds. It's perfectly flat and level. Then I extended the slide. That took about 20 seconds. Then I went outside, I connected the electricity. That's just plugging in one end. I have a little surge protector. I put that in the pedestal, then plugged the power cord into there and into the RV. I hooked up a water filter to the water, ran my hose, used my quick connect. Anyway, about under 5 minutes and I'm completely set up. And that's the only work. Not much. RV Monster says I'm a good host. Well, thank you. My wife is not with me and she is even better at that, but she's not feeling well. Question, says Flyshacker, with being gone so much, do you worry about house break-ins, vandalism? Do you have internet security cameras? We do, all of the above. The best solution I would recommend to everybody is have good neighbors. I've got good neighbors on both sides. They call me if an Amazon truck pulls in the driveway. I also have the Simply Safe system. I've got cameras all up and down my yard. Now I know that's a lot of money, but we're gone a lot, and we're very transparent about when we're on the road. Some YouTubers don't let anybody know until after they're back, but we got probably better security when we're gone than when we're there. I want to show you something really quick. This is kind of fun. Can you see? Where are they? There's a bunch of people out there. Can you see those people? They're right over there. Okay, so here's what you do at night. As the sun is setting and it starts to get dark, you get flashlights and you go up and down the beach. This is what we've done with our grandkids, and it is really fun. You go up and down the beach and you find little fiddler crabs. They come out at night, you use a flashlight, and you see their little eyes shine, and they scurry across the sand. So we catch them. Yes, we catch them. They don't seem to be that stressed. We pick them and we put them in a little bucket. Okay, got that? And we have a little contest of the kids who can get the most of the little crabs in there. They're not fiddler crabs, they're just little sand crabs. How many can get as many of them as possible? And then we go up and down the beach till the kids are tired and they ooh and ah as they pick up a little crab. And then we have a little, who got the most crabs. We come back and we all gather around in a circle like those people are doing right there. And here's the test. We all put our feet there, and in the middle of the circle in the sand, we empty the buckets, and all the crabs, they scurry all over your feet. It's great fun. Builds great memories. Have you ever done that? We do that, and that is so much fun. And that's what's about going to happen now on the beach as it gets dark. And that's what those people are probably doing right now, having fun with the fiddler crabs. The sun is quickly starting to set, and it's going to get dark, so it's good. Here's Fan Mo. He says, I'm learning English, so I want to see you talk. Well, you've seen a lot of that, Fan Mo. Congratulations. I'm glad. That's great. Do you ever park at friendly houses and stay for a bit? Yeah, we call that mooch docking. Our favorite style of camping is boondocking, which is in the wilderness. No connections. I put lithium batteries and a bigger inverter, and we have solar on our roof, so we can stay without any connections unless we need to run the air conditioner, as you do down south this time of year. We can stay anywhere for a long period of time. That's the way our preferred style. But our second preferred style is mooch docking in the driveway or on the property of friends and relatives. And we've now, many times, many of you will hear we're coming to your area and say, hey, you can park on our property, you can park, and we'll do that. And there's lots of services. We're also big fans of Harvest Hosts. We can save you 15% joining Harvest Hosts if you go to RVlifestyle.com/HH. You'll never remember that because I can't show you it on the screen, but RVlifestyle.com/HH. Join that. It's awesome. You stay free at wineries. You have to pay to join the organization, and then they give you a list of wineries, farms, museums, attractions that let you stay free overnight. And we're big fans of that as well. All right. I'm having trouble now reading it. Does Australia have the same CB power transmission that the FCC imposed? It's different. Theirs is more UHF, ultra high frequency. Ours, and that's therefore it's a little less noisy. Ours is VHF, which is very high frequency, but it's susceptible to what's called skip. So sometimes when radio signals bounce off the ionosphere and they come back down, you hear people from long distance away. Nevertheless, if you pick a channel that's not too long and you can turn up the squelch so only a strong signal will break it, it's usable. My goal down here in Florida, anybody down here that knows where I can get a CB radio installed, email me, Mike at RVlifestyle. I want to do that this week, and I want to really talk about that on the podcast. So if you're interested in it, if you thought about it again, use that voicemail message to send me a message that I can use on the podcast on Wednesday. Y'all know about our podcast, right? RV Podcast. You can hear it on all your favorite podcast apps. We've been doing that for many years now. It was rated the #1 RV podcast in the world, so I hope you're a subscriber. All your favorite apps can do it, or you can find it on the RVlifestyle.com blog. New episodes every Wednesday. We want to talk about CB radio this week, and we want to talk about your #1 RV lifestyle frustration, whatever it is. Please use that voicemail message. I hope when I get back in and check my mail tonight, I see many of you have left us voicemail messages. Please do that. And also, I got to also do this. My marketing guys get mad at me. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you've never subscribed to this channel, please do so. It helps us get noticed on YouTube. And that's all good. You know, the more subscribers, the more the videos will be shown. So we hope that you'll subscribe to it. you can do that. Just look on the site here. There's a little subscribe button, and we'd love to hear that. Too bad the mods are not here. You talking about the mods I've done to my RV? They're on the site, sure. Take a look. I've done a couple of videos on all the things that we've put on, like the lithium battery install we did. I did a couple of them on the internet systems that we use, and I'll have more. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had a big video on many of the things we've installed. So it's all right here on the RV Lifestyle channel. So sorry, Mike moderators, for chat. I'm not sure what you mean with that, but I'm glad we've got, oh, I don't know. Yeah, they aren't here. Usually the moderators help keep the spammers away. You're reading too much into this particular presentation. Oh, no, that's probably what they mean. Okay, well, then don't watch. That's what somebody's saying. I can't, is it reading? I'm not reading anything, except I'm trying to read your questions. So anyway, you know, I always say, if you don't like it, just don't watch. Just go somewhere else. Why do you have to pollute it with your thoughts? But that's why you have to have moderators on the internet. And it's very few people that do that, and it gets everybody mad. Here's a question. I'm doing 2 lithium batteries next week. Great. Now, they're one of our sponsors. Remember I said about sponsors? We do have sponsors. Battleborn Batteries are sponsors. And we use 2 of their lithium batteries. And we also had them set up for us a new, more powerful inverter, a 2,000 watt inverter, and a better solar controller as well. And we are thrilled with that. In fact, if anything, I'd like to add a couple more batteries so I could run the air conditioner for a couple hours if I had to. Where's the best batteries to have in your RV and how many? What's the best batteries? Well, I got to recommend Battleborn. I think they are the standard now for the third party if you don't get it installed by the manufacturer. For information, just go to rvlifestyle.com/lithium. rvlifestyle.com/lithium. How's your new mobile internet system working for you? Well, I wish I'd used it tonight instead of relying on that first shot here at the condo, because the condo internet didn't work. But I do really well. You're talking about the dual system I have. I have a 2Go system that we use. rvlifestyle.com/2Go will tell you more about that. And I also use the WineGuard Connect 2. They're both similar dome-shaped antennas that are Wi-Fi gatherers. They pick up Wi-Fi signals, Wi-Fi extenders, and they're also 4G LTE antennas. The WineGuard works on Verizon. I put a Verizon SIM card in there, and the Togo works on the AT&T system. And that's a set deal that Togo has. You can get unlimited data for I think it's $360 a month with Togo. And so I'm using, you know, if I don't have a good Verizon signal, I can use AT&T and vice versa. Anyway, they've been doing great. I've been using that now for about a month, that system, and it's really good. I'd love to hear about setting up a boy, I'm having trouble reading all this. A home-based CB. Can you talk about that sometime? Yeah, I'll be happy to tell you all about CB radio. I used to have a newspaper column in the 70s on CB radio that was distributed to 300 newspapers. So I could tell you a lot about CB. So I'm going back to it. I'm going back to CB radio. I need to find a place to install one in our RV, in usually truck stops. But I'm going to urge that all of us get one. And we set up kind of a fellow travelers channel someplace. We'll get some stickers put up, and that way, you know, you're driving down the road, you can say, hey, how's traffic or whatever. We'll try it. So many questions. What about the blind spot assist? Is that working? Many of you know I put in a system. That was one of the mods we did. It's not working yet, and I'm getting a little upset with the company because the company sent me this unit and said, oh, you're gonna love it. I spent $300 installing it, drilled holes in my unit, and it didn't work. And they say, oh, we're so sorry. The 2019 Mercedes has a little different connecting system, you know, the way you connect it electronically. We'll figure it out. I heard about 10 days ago they had figured it out. They were sending me a new connector that I could simply hook up and do. That has not happened. And so I'm going to send them a letter this week. But once, I'm sure it'll work. The CUB system, CUB is what it is. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know that too. It works in pre-2019 Sprinters, but I need a new wiring module harnessed for it. And they're supposedly fixed that up, found it out, and are going to send it to me. They have not done so yet, and it's been 10 days since they said they would, so I will let you know. Love the CD radios idea, says Christopher. And let me just pick one more. Connection's gotten bad. Well, probably I'm running out my battery. So I'm having trouble because it's getting really dark out here, if you can't tell. Look how nice it's getting. The lights are coming on. Isn't that pretty? I'll show you the pool. No, the pool is behind me in the condo. But say goodnight to Okaloosa Island. And you guys got lots of great questions. And I can't get to them all because we've been on here quite a while. But I'm glad I was able to at least get on with the cell phone. And maybe that's the way we'll do it again. I'll just have to put on my glasses so I can read those questions when it gets dark. I'm amazed that you still see me because it's a lot darker here than it looks on the screen. God bless you all. Have a great week. Don't forget the podcast on Wednesday. Please use that voicemail message I told you about. Go to RVlifestyle.com and scroll down. You'll see the voicemail number. Call us in. Leave us 2 messages. 1, do you use CB radio and how has it helped you? And number 2, what's the most frustrating thing, the number 1 frustration about living the RV lifestyle? We'll be addressing all of those issues in the week. Oh, so many questions, and I hate to let it go. I hate to let them go. I just can't do any more questions because I can't read them. It's too dark out here. I'm looking at my screen, but I can't really read it. Anyway, thank you guys. Isn't it pretty out here? Let me see if I can give you one more shot of where we are. You see the lights are coming on at some of the condos. And it's just very pretty, and the temperature now is like perfect. It's in the 70s, but it's not quite so humid, and there's a nice little breeze off the Gulf. And I'm gonna go get Jennifer and Bo, and we're gonna go for a ride. And we love you guys. Thank you. I'll tell Jen get well. She's coming down with something. She's up there, literally. While I'm doing this, she's making chicken soup. We will be back next Sunday. And I want to again repeat that if you are anywhere near driving distance and you'd like to do a meet and greet in person next Sunday afternoon, let me know. Send me an email, mike@rvlifestyle.com. We'll make it happen on the Gulf Islands National Seashore, right along the water. And we'll hang out, say, from 3 to 6. And those who want to afterwards, we can get some food at a nearby restaurant. And we'll just bring lawn chairs, hang out on the beach, and get to meet in person. We love doing that. But let me know. You got to send me that email, and if so, then I'll send you a note back, and we'll give you the location and the time. So that would be next Sunday, a week from today. And we'll probably, if we do that, we would do the live shot, or Ask Us Anything. We'd try and do it right from the seashore, right after that meet and greet. Okay, remember? See that? See the light down there? Gosh, if I would go down there and show you what they're doing. I told you the story about the crabs, right? And those are little kids. Let's see if I can zoom in on them a little bit. Can you see them down there? Oh, you can't. I can't hold it still enough. They're looking for crabs. And this is what we do. You grab a little crab, little sand crab. You put it in a bucket, and you have a contest who collects the most of them. And when the kids, they get, oh, crab, they're all scared. Pretty soon they're just grabbing them, and they don't hurt the crabs. The crabs are great. Carry around the bucket, and at the end of the night, before you go in, you all stand in this circle with your bare feet, because you're all in sand, it's sand, your bare feet. You let the crabs in the circle out in the middle, and they scurry across your feet. And the kids remember it. It's great fun. So all night tonight, for the next hour or two, there'll be people. Those are the first ones I've seen with the flashlight right there. There'll be people on the beach crab hunting. Come on down sometime. We'll show you how it works. I'm Mike Wendland on behalf of my wife Jennifer, our dog Bo. Thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of this. Sorry that the first one didn't work out, but hey, we got on this time, so we're here. Thank you. God bless. We'll see you on the podcast on Wednesday and on our new video about stuff that we would want to travel with our dog coming up on Thursday. And somebody said they saw lightning. Yeah, there's always lightning out over the Gulf. I don't think we have anything coming our way, but at night you can always see lightning. Some of it's just heat lightning. All right, God bless. Bye-bye, everybody.